Hello. In today's sessions, we'll discuss about the a brief introduction about the a component, modules, routing, as well as directives. Okay, and we have to discuss about the a decorator concept. The first of all, we are going to discuss about the a component concept. What is component in Angular? In Angular, components plays a very important role. Without component, our application we cannot build it. So if you want to build any application, compulsory we need the a component concept. हर एक application में component होना जरूरी है. अगर component नहीं होगा तुम्हारा applications में इसका meaning कुछ नहीं है. Okay, the whole structure of the application is built in using the different component, and component helps to develop the application, and it helps to maintaining the a modularity of the application, as well as it gives the facility to reusability of the a component. Once we create the component, we can reuse it in our applications anywhere. And component control the a view. Component के अंदर जो भी हम लोग define करेंगे, whether it is a class, whether we are creating the a class is nothing but a component, we can say. Whenever we are creating the component means it is a class. And class consists of the a variables and the function. Class के अंदर क्या रहता है? Variable रहता है, functions रहता है. Okay. The components are the classes that interact with the a HTML file. तो components के अंदर जो भी property हम लोग define करेंगे वो HTML file के साथ interaction करता है. And it is giving the resulting in the controlling and how to display the a details of the a component in the view, okay, using the browser. Every Angular applications have at least one component. Whenever we create the Angular project, by default we'll get the one component, and which is used to display the data on the view. And component is nothing but a simple TypeScript class and composed of three things inside the component. One, class concept inside the a component file. That is nothing but a by default we'll get the default component in our Angular project. That is called the a app dot component .ts file. Default file will get it. Inside the component.ts file, by default we'll get the one class. That is nothing but a TypeScript class we can see. Second, we need the a HTML template file. That is nothing but called the a template. HTML template or template we are using it. Third, we need the a decorator, and decorator is always represent with the @ symbol. Okay, through @ symbol we can represent the a decorator. And while we are creating the component, by default we can see the component @ component decorator. तो जो default क्लास रहता है उससे आगे हमको लिखना पड़ता है component decorator, and decorator is always represent with @ symbol. Template is used to define the interface with which the user can interact, and as a part of the a template you can define the HTML tag. Inside the template what we are writing, HTML tag we are writing it. We can also define the directives, and we can also bind the data with the a HTML element in the template. So in simple words we can say that the template render the view of the application. Template के through से हमको क्या मिलता है? We can see the a output with a user. The end user can interact, okay, and user interface we can say UI. Second is the a class. Class is the most important part of the component in which we can write the code which is required for the template to render in the browser. And we can compare this class with the any object oriented programming language, such as if already you guys, if you have done the a C++, class concept is there, C# class concept is there, Java have also class concept is there. Already we did the class concept in the TypeScript also. Okay, the Angular component class also contains the a methods, variables, and the properties like other programming language. Angular class properties and the variables contain the data, where we can define the a data, and data can be present in the a template, and which will be used by the template to render in the view. The method in the Angular class is used to implement the business logic. Method is not, we can also say the a function. Inside the class we can define the function, and the method is going to represent the data in the a template. With other programming language also we use the a method concept or the function concept. Next is the a decorator. So whenever we are creating the Angular applications, so by default we are getting the one component, and that is nothing but a class. And if you want to represent your class is a component, so we have to use the component decorator. We need to use it. Okay, जब भी कोई component create करना है हमें, तो उस class के ऊपर हमको लिखना पड़ता है @component decorator. So there are two types of like a component in the Angular. One is called the like a parent component, another is called the like a child component. So basically we can say like a nested component also, we can say parent child relationships we can create it. The types of component in Angular, parent and child. The parent component is the one of that predefined. By default we'll get it, that is nothing but a app component. हर एक प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर एक डिफॉल्ट कंपोनेंट मिलता है, that is like a app.component.ts file. That is parent component. And child component, as per our requirement, as per our need, as per our demand, we are creating the new component, that is nothing but we can say like a child component. Okay, so how many types of component? Parent and child. Parent component and child component. Parent component by default will get in the Angular application, or default ही रहता है app component, that is. And child component as per our requirement in the programs we are creating it. And last session also we did the how to create the like a component. So we are using the command that is called the like a nggc, or we can write the component also. Component shortly we can write C. nggc component name, through we can create the new component. Next, metadata of the like a Angular component. One is the selector. Already we have discussed all these things. Selector is the like a metadata, and which tells the like a Angular where to create or insert the like a instance of the component. And it is a like a CSS selector. जैसे हम लोग CSS में selector बोलते हैं हम लोग generally. And we have different type of selector in the CSS. The same as in the Angular component, one metadata is called like a selector. The selector insert the like instance in the like HTML. तो जब भी हम लोग सिलेक्टर क्रिएट करते हैं, वो सिलेक्टर कहाँ पर प्रेजेंट करते हैं? यूजिंग इनसाइड द टेम्पलेट वी आर प्रेजेंटिंग इट, एंड टेम्पलेट इज नथिंग बट HTML फाइल. तो HTML फाइल के अंदर हमको सिलेक्टर का नाम डिफाइन करना पड़ता है. ओके, and by default each and every component have the like a one default selector is there, that is nothing but a app root selector. And selector is always we have to represent with as a element के तरह represent करना है हमें. Okay, with angular bracket we need to represent the like a selector. Next is the like a template URL. Okay, template URL, whenever we are going to use, that means we are referring to the HTML file or HTML template को हम we can say template, we can say HTML file, we can say view. Okay, we are referring to the like a HTML file, so by using the like a template URL. Okay, also we can create the inline template. मतलब उसी component class के अंदर हम लोग HTML code define कर सकते हैं without referring to the like a external HTML file. So that is nothing but a inline template. So there are two ways. One is external template we are referring, another is inline template we are referring it. Next is the like a provider, also we can define inside the like a Angular component. And provider is always refers to the like a services, and service is like a features of the Angular that we have to discuss later. Okay, the providers is also the one metadata which is going to refers to the like a services, and service provides the business logic and which can be reusable in the like a different component. नेक्स्ट इज द लाइक ए टेम्पलेट. अगर तुम इंटरनल यूज कर रहे हो इंटरनल HTML कोड, देन सिंपली वी कैन राइट द टेम्पलेट. नो नीड टू राइट द वर्ड टेम्पलेट URL. ओके, द टेम्पलेट इज अ combination of regular HTML as well as Angular. And HTML and TypeScript we can write both, and HTML tag we can write, and Angular script we can write with the like a curly bracket. curly bracket के थ्रू से हमको लिखना पड़ता है Angular script. So in this module, what we did the about the like a concept about the like a component. What is component? Inside the component, what we can see the like a class, template, and the decorator. Okay, template can be represented in two ways, either by using the template URL or by using template. And we can create the two types of template in the applications. One is called the parent component, another is called the like a child component. And next, what are the metadata about the like a Angular component? Selector, template URL, providers, as well as we can see the like a that is styles URL also that we can write inside the like a metadata of the Angular. So this is done about the like a component, just you have to remember it. Next we are going to discuss about the like a decorator concept. What is a decorator and how to represent the decorator? In Angular, what is decorator? Okay, decorators is nothing but it is a features of the TypeScript. Okay, and which is implemented as a functions के तरह काम करता है decorator. And the name of the decorator always start with @ symbol. @ symbol से हमको start करना है, and then we have to write the bracket start and then curly parenthesis bracket and curly bracket. Like for example, I'm going to use the component decorator. Component parenthesis bracket start, curly bracket close, parenthesis bracket close. So this is the way we can use the like a decorator. One more decorator concept we have done, that is called the like a ng module decorator. Same things we have to use it. Okay, so these are the decorator we are implementing. Ng module decorator we can see inside the app.module.ts file, and component decorator we can see inside the app.component.ts file के अंदर. The decorator provides the metadata to the Angular classes like property, value, method, variables. We can define inside the like a decorator, and which can be invoked at the runtime. We can call at the like a runtime. And if you look at here, we can see the ng module decorator. Inside the ng module decorator, there is a 4 types of like array variable: declaration array variable, imports array variable, providers array variable, and bootstrap array variable. And ng module decorator, which we can see inside the which class? App module class. And app module class कौन सा फाइल के अंदर रहता है? app.module.ts फाइल के अंदर. Okay, we can see the ng module decorator inside the app.module.ts file, as well as we can see the class that is called the app module class. And if you want to create a module in Angular, then you must have to decorate, or you have to start with @ ng module decorator. Once a class is decorated with ng module decorator, then only the class will work as a module. Okay, कोई भी module अगर create कर रहे हो और उसके पहले तुमने लिख दिया ng module decorator, that means your file is going to work as a like a decorator, ng module decorator, or it will be work as a like a module. Okay, तो कोई भी class create कर रहे हो और उसके ऊपर तुमने लिखा ng module decorator class से ऊपर, so that means your class will be act as a module. And if you are creating any class and उससे पहले लिख रहे हो @component decorator, that means your class will be act as a component. Okay, that you have to just remember it. तो commonly used decorator क्या क्या हम लोग default decorator use करते हैं? एक को use करते हैं ng module decorator, then component decorator, then next is the injectable decorator, and last is the like input decorator and output decorator. Okay, ng module decorator, it is used for to define the module. Component decorator, it is used to define the component. Injectable decorator, it is used to define the service. कोई भी service हम लोग create करते हैं तो उससे पहले लिखते हैं injectable decorator. अगर मुझे डेटा पास करना है पेरेंट टू चाइल्ड और चाइल्ड टू पेरेंट के ऊपर डेटा पास करना है, then I have to use the like a input decorator and output decorator properties. For properties purpose I need to use it. Okay, to define the like a module we have to use decorator ng module. To create a component we have to use component decorator. To create a service we have to use injectable decorator. And if you want to pass the data between parent component to child component, we have to use input decorator. And child to parent, if you want to pass the data, then we have to use output decorator. And all are built in decorator. All are built in decorator, and which we can get from the Angular core library. जितना भी डेकोरेटर हम लोग यूज करते हैं, हर एक डेकोरेटर कौन सा लाइब्रेरी से आता है? Angular core library से. We can see the like a all decorator. So whenever we are going to use any decorator, so first of all we have to import the Angular core library. Like for example, if you are going to create like a component decorator, so you have to write import component with the curly bracket from Angular core. Types of decorator in the Angular, there are class decorator, property decorator, method decorator, parameter decorator. These are the different type of decorator we can see in the like Angular. Okay, Component class decorator, it is always represent with component as well as ng module. Property decorator always represent with input, @input and @output. Method decorator always represent with like a host listener. Okay, that means this decorator is used for the method inside a class, and whenever we click a mouse or if mouse over karoge, so that times it is going to work, this method decorator. And parameter decorator we are using @inject. Okay, like whenever we are creating a like a decorator inject, we are putting inside the like a constructor, and constructor we need to represent inside a like a class. तो क्लास के अंदर हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं कंस्ट्रक्टर को, एंड कंस्ट्रक्टर इज ऑलवेज क्रिएट विद द कंस्ट्रक्टर कीवर्ड. Okay, how many types of decorator? Types of decorator? Are you listening, everyone?
Four types.
What are the 4 types?
Class decorator,
property decorator, method decorator and parameter decorator.
Yes. क्लास डेकोरेटर के अंदर कौन कौन सा आता है?
component decorator, ng module decorator,
एंड प्रॉपर्टी डेकोरेटर के अंदर
input decorator, output decorator,
okay, and method decorator, that is host listener,
host listener.
and parameter decorator, that is inject and decorator we are using it. Okay, so these are the like a different type of decorator in the Angulars. So like next, when you talk about the component piece of class, we can define it different class whenever we are creating in the Angular application, that is nothing but like a component. तो ये अगर इमेज देखोगे, इमेज के अंदर 2 पीस ऑफ लाइक ए पार्ट है, तो each part is nothing but a one component. Each part is nothing but a one component. Okay, so the core concept of any Angular application is nothing but a component, and component is anything that is visible to the end user and which can be reused many times within the applications. So that is called like a component concept. Next concept is routing. Routing is similar as the like a navigation bar which you create in the like a bootstrap. Bootstrap पे जैसे तुम navigation bar create करते हो, so that is called the like a routing concept. And routing means what? Navigating between one page to another page. जैसे menu bar create करते हो कोई भी applications पे, that concept is called the like a routing concept. So in Angular, routing is a mechanism and which is used for navigating between the pages and display the appropriate component. सपोज तुम्हारे पास 10 कंपोनेंट है एप्लीकेशंस के अंदर, हर एक कंपोनेंट के अंदर कैसे जाओगे तुम लोग? ओके, ईच कंपोनेंट हैव सम स्पेसिफिक टास्क एंड हाउ टू मूव द वन कंपोनेंट टू अनदर कंपोनेंट. So for that we are using the routing concept, and routing is similar as the nav bar in bootstrap. जैसे bootstrap पे navigation bar create करते हो, the same as the routing concept in the Angular, moving from one page to another page. In simple words, we can say that routing in Angular application which helps to navigate across the application from one view to another view. And it also allows to maintain the state. State is nothing but a property. Implementation of modules and load the modules based on the like roles of the user. Why routing in Angular? We can access our application through the URL. जैसे हम लोग कोई भी वेबसाइट के विजिट करते हैं तो लिखते हैं ना, like for example http://prognoztech.com, that is one URL. And whenever you are executing your Angular application, so you are writing http://localhost 4200. So that is nothing but a URL. That URL through we can move to the like a any like a particular like a component or the like applications we can move it. So if we want to access any applications, so always we are giving the like a URL, and our application is not aware the other URL. So that's why to move from one part of the application component to another part of the like application component, we are using the like a routing concept. And most web application needs to support the different URL so that we can navigate different page of the applications. Okay, like for example here if we look at student and student details, this is nothing but like a 2 URL which we are going to call it. अगर मैं स्टूडेंट को कॉल करूंगा तो स्टूडेंट पाथ इट विल बी गिव इट. अगर मैं स्टूडेंट डिटेल्स को कॉल करूंगा तो स्टूडेंट डिटेल्स पाथ इट इज गोइंग टू गिव इट. तो 2 URLs we are using it here. With the different components we are accessing it. So in this module we learn the like a component concept, routing concept, Okay, as well as we did the concept about the like a decorator, component and routing. The routing means what? What is the meaning of routing?
So moving from one page to another page across the application. It
Yes.
is similar as navigation bar in Bootstrap.
Yes, the moving from one page to another page through which we can implement it in the Angular. That is the concept is called the like a routing concept. We can implement it. Next concept we are going to discuss, that is called the like a directive concept. What is a directive and what are the different type of directives? In Angular, what is directive first of all? The Angular directives are the element. जैसे हम लोग HTML पे element बोलते हैं या tag बोलते हैं. Element which are basically used to extend the like a power of HTML attribute. Okay, whenever we are creating any HTML element, कभी भी create करते हैं HTML element, जैसे h1 tag. Okay, h1 tag open and h1 tag close it. तो h1 tag के अंदर क्या attribute लिख सकते हैं हम लोग? What is the attribute we can write in the h1 tag? Who can say? What attribute we can write inside the h1 tag?
Style.
Style attribute we can write. Color attribute. Color is the attribute of it.
Color is property. Sorry.
We can write the style attribute. We can write the align
Class.
attribute. Okay. Yes or no? So these are called the like attribute in the HTML element. Same as suppose if I'm using the image tag. What are the attribute I can use in the image tag? Source, height, width. Okay. We can use the like a alt attribute. So these are the different type of attribute we can use in the like a HTML image element. The same as in the like Angular. So when you talk about the directives, it is basically the like a which extending the functionality of attribute in the like a Angular applications, and it's going to change the behavior or appearance or layout of the like a DOM. And already I had explained about the DOM concept in the first sessions, document object model in the each and every element. And there are different types of directives in the Angular. One is called structural directive, attribute directive, component directive. How many types of directive in the Angular? 3 types: structural, attribute, component. Types of directives. Structural directive, why we are using? Any change or appearance of the DOM means element. We can add the element, we can remove the element. Okay, either we can add the element or we can remove the element. For that purpose, we are using structural directive. Attribute, change the appearance or the behavior of the DOM by modifying the attribute of the DOM element. तो हर एक element के साथ कुछ ना कुछ attribute रहता है. And if you want some certain behavior or any layout changes or the any appearance, if you want to change in your DOM element, then we are using the like a attribute element as directive. Component directives. Okay, it is nothing but we are going to present it's like a template, like a HTML page जो बोलते हैं हम लोग. And whenever we are creating the like a class, that is called the like a component directives. Okay, so these are the like a 3 types of directives: structural, attribute, and the component directives. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the like a that is called the like a structural directives. So we need to discuss it. We need to discuss the like a first directive that is called the like a structural directives. So already I told types of directive. Okay, that is structural, attribute, and component. Okay, so under the structural directive, what we are going to discuss it and what are the different type of structural directive. So first of all, the types of structural directive, that is nothing but like a ng for, ng if, and ng switch. Okay, these are the comes under the like a structural directive. The structural directive के अंदर कौन-कौन सा directive आता है? That is called the like a ng if, ng switch, and ng for. For loop concept सबको पता है. switch concept भी पता है तुम लोग को, and if statement भी पता है. Is it or not? Everyone you know in the JavaScript? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that
Yes, sir.
comes that comes under the like a structural directive. Okay. The directives always give the instruction to the DOM where we are defining the different type of element, how to place your component or how to place your business logic in the application. That's why we are using the directive. And the types of directive: component directive, structural, and attribute directive. Component directives are the main class जो हम लोग लिखते हैं ना app.component.ts फाइल क्रिएट करते हैं. So that is nothing but like a component directives where we can see the like a app component class, and which is going to be like a used in the runtime, how it is going to be processed, how to create the instance matlab object. Okay, and how it is going to used in the runtime. Structural directive always represent with asterisk symbol, star symbol से हम लोग represent करते हैं structural directive को. How to represent the structural directive? By using asterisk symbol through we can represent the like a structural directive. Structural directive we need to represent asterisk symbol through. Like example, asterisk ng if asterisk ng for asterisk ng switch. Like this we are using it, the structural directive. The structural directive always we have to represent with star symbol. Like example, ng if, ng for, which comes under the like a structural directive. And attribute directive, already you guys you know the like a style attribute in the HTML. Okay, class selector you know it, so that comes under the like a attribute directive. Okay, in the Angular, so that is represented with the like a ng class and ng style. How to represent the attribute directive? By using the ng class and ng style through we can represent the attribute directive. What is the difference between the attribute directive and structural directive? Attribute directive look like a normal HTML attribute. जैसे हम लोग HTML फाइल के अंदर लिखते हैं different type of attribute, src, height, weight, alt. The attribute directive it is same as the like a normal HTML attribute, and it is mainly used for data binding and event binding. If you want to bind the data with the particular element, then we have to use the like a attribute directive. Structural directive it is always start with asterisk symbol. Attribute directives only affect to the particular element, whereas structural directive affect to the whole DOM in the like a entire structure of the like a applications. Okay, DOM के अंदर क्या रहता है? Tree structure of element. Okay, the entire like a application or the entire DOM area it is going to affect it, the structural directive. And attribute directive only affect to the single HTML element. So under structural directive, we have three types of structural directive: ng for, ng switch, and the ng if. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the ng for directive. ng for, जैसे तुम लोग जावास्क्रिप्ट में लिखते हो for loop, or any other programming language use the like a for loop. Okay, like for initialization, then we write this condition, increment or decrement, we write it, curly bracket open, curly bracket close. So it is going to iterate the element till the condition is true. जब तक condition true है तब तक iteration होता रहेगा. The same as in the Angular we have a concept is called ng for directive, which is going to iterate the element till the data is present. Okay, once it will not get the data, it will be terminated and comes out it and display the some result. So in that case we are using the like a ng for directive. So let us see, we need to implement it practically. So I'm just going to create like a project. Ng new ng for demo. Click on yes, enter. Yes. After that, we will move to the like a project folder by using the cd command. Okay. So here I just have to go to the ng for demo project src app, and default component is app component .ts file. So here I just have to go and declare the like a one student's array variable. Okay. Students type is the any, which will be array type, equals to this. And now I'm going to define the data here. I just have to write ID and rate name with the like a Yogesh, email that is yogesh@gmail.com, then course full stack. Okay. Same as I'm going to define few more data. Here I just have to give the comma. ID 101, 102, 103. Geeta. Yes. Priya. Geeta. Yes. Priya. Yes, it's Priya is in .NET. Yes, .NET. Geeta .NET. Okay. So like this, I have defined the data in the where component class with array form, and type is a any type. Yes, got it here. Understood how we are creating the array variables? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I want to represent the like a format with the like a bootstrap through. Okay, like a template, the output whatever I want, that I want to implementation in the like a application, that is like a using bootstrap. So if you want to install the bootstrap in your Angular application, so you have to write npm install bootstrap. क्या लिखोगे? npm install bootstrap library, you have to install it. And then after that, I want to add the bootstrap in my like a angular.json file. Okay, path. So here I need to write ng add, then I have to write ng bootstrap slash ng bootstrap. So if you want to use the bootstrap in the Angular application, first of all, you have to install the bootstrap library, then you have to add it, okay, by using the ng add command @ng bootstrap slash ng bootstrap, and then enter. Yes. Click on yes. Now after that, you have to go in your project angular.json file. यहाँ पर जाओगे. In the angular.json file, you can see the like a path of the like a bootstrap folder file, bootstrap.min.css. Okay, तो ये path को copy करना है तुम्हें, and you have to put inside the script array variable. यहाँ पर स्क्रिप्ट के अंदर, एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ CSS यू हैव टू राइट द JS, एंड CSS फोल्डर के जगह पे JS फोल्डर लिखोगे। जब भी हम लोग bootstrap यूज करते हैं तो एक फाइल यूज करते हैं bootstrap.min.css which is the path, okay, and then another we are using bootstrap.min.js. Okay, now we need to save this file, and already we have defined the some data in the like a component class, and that I'm going to represent in the template, and template is nothing but like a app.component.html. So I just have to remove this element, and I need to define the here div element, and in the div element I have to define the class. Okay, and going to define it here container. Container is a bootstrap class. Okay, and then I need to represent the like a table element. Here I just have to write class table border, table border, and then I have to define the like a t head. I need to define the tr, th, like a student ID, then student name, और क्या था, student name, email, course, student name, course, email, and then course. Okay, then to define the data we have to use the like a t body, and here we need to use the tr, and to read all the data of the array, so we have to use here asterisk ng for equals to, we need to declare the variable let stud of students, array variable का नाम students, and then we are going to define the like a 3D element, and here we are going to define the data with interpolation tag stud dot id, जैसे यहाँ पर लिखा है as it is we have to write it id name email course. Stud dot name email course. Now we need to save this file. After that we need to run it the project, so we have to write ng sort. Okay, then we have to open the browser. Just we have to type the URL http colon localhost 4200. Look it. Got the data? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So here we are using the directive that is called the like ng for directive, which is going to iterate the data till the data is present in the array variable. And our array variable name is nothing but a students. And from students we are retrieving the data and storing in the like a stud variable. Okay, and to declare the variable we are using the let keyword. Okay, we can use the let var const. Okay, and then stud.id name email and course. So this is the way we can implement the like a ng for directive to iterate the data. Okay, now the component, हाँ tell me.
वो प्रोग्राम पूरा दिखाइए ना, स्क्रीनशॉट लेने। हो गया फिर।
Done.
Yes sir.
Okay. Now here I have declared the array variable type is any. Okay. So now I want to create a class and the array variable type should be like a class. So then what should I do here? I just have to create a class student, curly bracket start. And here I'm going to define the like a ID. Type is the like a number and initial it is like a 0 initial value. Then name type will be like a string and it initially it is empty. Then email type is a string and it is empty initialization. Then course type is a string initialized with like a empty, like this. And now here what I can do, instead of any I can write it here student. तो अभी किसका ऑब्जेक्ट हम लोग एरे ऑब्जेक्ट बना रहे हैं? स्टूडेंट्स का एरे ऑब्जेक्ट बना रहे हैं. तो वी आर क्रिएटिंग द क्लास दैट इज कॉल्ड द स्टूडेंट where we have defined the property. Okay, and then we are creating the student class array object here. So we are creating the array object from student class. अभी समझ में आया सबको? Yes.
Yes sir.
Okay, so we can create the object of any type. Okay, it can be class type, it can be like a any interface type, it can be like a any data types also. We can create the object which will be like a array type. We can create it. But suppose if I'm putting it here like a one more property. Okay, like for example I'm defining city and type is a string and initialize with the like a empty. Now look it, I'm getting error here. यहाँ पर error दिख रहा है मुझे?
Yes sir.
Because we have not implement the city in the array variable. That's why we are getting the like error. तुम्हारे क्लास के अंदर जितना वेरिएबल रहेगा that everything you have to define in the like a where inside the like a array variables we need to write it.
तो only
फर्स्ट वाले में सिटी मतलब
जो योगेश है उसके आगे अगर सिटी लिखेंगे, मतलब योगेश वाला जो कॉलम है उसमें अगर
प्रॉब्लम वो
सिटी
नहीं,
डालेंगे
प्रॉब्लम वो नहीं है. हमारे क्लास के अंदर कितना वेरिएबल है?
5.
5 है. और एरे में कितना इनिशियलाइज कर रहे हैं हम लोग?
4.
4.
तो दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. तो क्लास के अंदर जितना भी प्रॉपर्टी रहेगा, जितना वेरिएबल रहेगा एरे के अंदर उतना इनिशियलाइज होना चाहिए. दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम इज गिविंग एरर हियर. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes sir.
Okay, so here I need to be initialized with the like a city also. Okay, give the value like a, for example Vashi. Okay, same as everywhere I need to write it. सब जगह के मुझे इनिशियलाइज करना होगा. But if I'm not presenting in the like a HTML, should I get any error? Yes or no? HTML पे तुम प्रेजेंट करो या ना करो उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But if you are creating the class array variable which will be like a class type, so whatever property is there, all the property you have to initialize it. But HTML पेज पे तुम दिखाओ ना दिखाओ उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Okay.